Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Monday Night Live at Cafe Gratitude. Thank you guys so much for coming out again to hear another of our local, some of the incredible speakers we have available to come and share their information with you. The lineup has been amazing, the people still to come have been amazing, and the audience has been amazing. So I just want to take a moment and really thank all of you for coming out tonight. Tonight we have Kathryn Ackland, and it looks like she's brought quite a fan club with her, so not many of you need me to introduce her, but I'm still going to. I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Shea, and I am a colon hydrotherapist in Santa Rosa, and I'll spare you the details of what that means while you're eating your dinner. But I do food allergy testing and colon hydrotherapy, and I have an office in Santa Rosa, and there's some information on my practice right here, and there's actually some coupons if you ever wanted to come check out any of the services either myself or my partner Steven provide. I also have a newsletter mailing list right there. Right now, I'm primarily using it for Monday Night Live updates. So if you sign up for that, you're going to get audio interviews with the upcoming speakers to see if it's anybody you're interested in hearing. And you're also going to get video links to the most recent past speaker. So if you didn't get to see it or if you'd like to see it again, it'll be there. Before I introduce Kathryn, I want to tell you in the next few weeks, we have some amazing people coming. Next week, we've got Kevin and Anne-Marie Gianni from Renegade Health. That's going to be an amazing night. I'm calling it their Renegade Health Tour because they're not giving me a topic, so it's just going to be show up and see what happens. After that, I have Don Allen Hardman, who's a Toltec master. He actually studied with Don Miguel Ruiz for quite a while. He was one of his first apprentices, and his topic is Live Passionately Without Attachment to Outcome. That's going to be beautiful. And on the 27th, there's Lydia Kindheart from Lydia's Love and Foods, and she's going to be talking about the relationship between our body's ecology and the Earth's ecology, which I think will be pretty interesting. Kathryn Ackland, who we all know as the face and the founder and the main chef for Raw Food Central in Sebastopol. I want to just tell you that she graduated from the Living Light Culinary Institute. She then studied with Gabriel Cousin at the Tree of Life program, the Chef Apprenticeship program in Patagonia, Arizona. She then started Raw Food Central, where she teaches classes. She does custom food preparation and hosts potlucks. And I know I've told her this about a dozen times already, but somebody once brought me an entire cheesecake from Kathryn Ackland, and I literally sat down and ate the entire cheesecake. So, actually, my partner said, "What's this?" and brought up like the paper plate from the garbage can, and I was like, "Oh my God!" So it was so good. So her topic tonight, exactly the opposite of what I did. It's transition strategies for conscious eating. So here's Kathryn.
Shea. Yeah. Thank the Cafe Gratitude for having this remarkable speakers event. I've been to most of them, or many of them, and it is amazing that we have so many things happening in the local community. I kind of tease people that as goes California, goes the world, because we think it up here and get criticized for it, and then everybody thinks it's kind of cool, and pretty soon it's everybody doing it, and we have to go think of something new. So. Right now, this is, when I see how many people are in the crowd, I realize that this is not new anymore. Up higher? Okay, got that better? With all the enthusiasm that we're all experiencing, I can't say that this is new to California, but you know it's new to the Midwest and to the South, where I visit occasionally. Veganism is unheard of. Starvation is possible, but veganism is not. You can not get a vegetable without cheese or meat boiled with it in most of the states in the South and some of the East Coast. So it's really, we're so blessed, so grateful to be in this community where people actually support you for being rather deviant in the beginning and then pretty soon start to imitate you or wondering what you've got or what's going on. My story is kind of probably like everyone else's, and maybe it's quite radical, I don't know. But I've only been in California for 9 years. I moved here in the year of 2000. It was one of my major, talk about transition to consciousness, it was my major transition to consciousness was just moving to California. I had experienced many careers previously in the Midwest. Earlier, I grew up in Ohio, moved to Minnesota, spent 30 years. There I worked as a social worker, a government administrator, department head, first department head in St. Paul, Ramsey County. I was a lobbyist, a politician, a consultant, a business owner, and a family person. So I did many things. None of them were as satisfying as what I'm doing now. You say, what would that be? Well, since I've been to California, I was ill, actually. I had Graves' disease. And as I did the Western medicine and had my nuclear pill to destroy my thyroid, I thought, well, there has to be a way that I could have done this naturally, but I didn't know at the time what that would have been. So I thought, well, at least I can try now to get healthy. So I started to do yoga. I was 55 years old, and it was not easy to start yoga at 55. You know, people do not wait for you while you're trying to find your feet, let alone reach them. So our particular instructor was a man that we affectionately call Alkaline Al. And currently, as I look around the crowd, I have some of my original support group here. We're going to talk a lot about the support it takes in transitioning to raw food. At the time that we started yoga, I was with a few friends. 3 of them are in the back there. Would you like to stand up or wave or something? There's Jim, Portia, and Sammy. We looked at each other one day because Alkaline Al was not going to give me a break for being so stiff. And so I said, well, what to do? And he said, well, you have to alkalize. He says, alkalize exercise and alkalize and yoga every day. That's Al's mantra. So after about 3 or 4 months of suffering, we looked at each other, or at least I did, and I said, well, maybe we could try this thing. You know, alkaline means go raw, I guess, and go vegan. At the same time, as I was sick and I was about 50 pounds heavier than I am now, I was going to the grocery stores and buying the barbecue every Sunday and eating it, just loving it, you know, just love it. Any device to get the sauce was okay with me. I didn't care what it was, but I loved it. And I was just getting rounder and rounder, and I had very few friends. So at the beginning, I was just kind of eating myself into a stupor. And then when my opportunity to learn yoga came, and we formed a little support group, and then we became very, very dear friends. Currently, some of those people there, 2 of them at least, do yoga with me 4 days a week with Alkaline Al in 4 different venues. So that's pretty exciting that we bonded over raw food, and we bonded over physical exercise and good living. I was so excited. In the first 6 months, Alkaline Al says, here's what you can eat, here's what you can't eat. You know, this is what you do to be alkaline. So I thought, well, that's not so hard. I'll just figure out what I can eat and what I can't eat. And then he said, well, you can eat fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and some oil. I said, what else? You know, wait a minute. You know, I grew up in the Midwest where my mother got up and checked the freezer for the meat when she got up to see what we're going to have for dinner tonight. And then she checked to see whether the potatoes were going to have to be peeled or baked or boiled, and how we're going to do the meat and potatoes every single day of my life. I thought, I don't know that this is. I moved to the West Coast, thinking that finally I'll be on the coast to get some good fresh seafood. Well, within the first 9 months or a year of being here, I'm vegan. It's like, what happened to that? That was my big opportunity to get the real stuff. But it didn't take long. In my case, we talk about transition to this kind of living, and we'll get to conscious eating in a minute. But even to veganism and to raw food, for me, I just went cold turkey. Ours was kind of competitive. Jim and Sammy are kind of competitive, so it was sort of a, who can do it the best, the fastest, and whatever. So we did it. It took me, I think, 6 months to say that for 6 weeks straight, I was doing the routine. 6 months, because I would binge, or I'd fall off the wagon, or I just didn't feel like it, or didn't do my preparation.